After witnessing the entire process of Japan's experimental factory manufacturing military rings, I finally understand what an actual military-grade supply factory is. Just one axle ring is produced by a 3,000-ton ring pressing machine that operates 24 hours a day without interruption, with precision measurements reaching an astonishingly high standard. This system, which requires only 3 operators, is not to be underestimated. To better understand it, let's first look at the 3D diagram of the research factory. This production line, delivered by Mitsubishi in 2024, can operate continuously with just one person. The video shows you won't see any sweaty workers in the factory. Now, let's start with the manufacturing of the axle ring. First, the robotic arm opens the furnace door, extends inside, and firmly grips the steel billet, placing it on the lift platform. Due to gravity sensing, the billet instantly drops to the preset position, and the conveyor belt grips both ends and moves it forward. Meanwhile, the second robotic arm lowers and secures the billet, preparing it for pressing. Unlike the smoky scenes of traditional factories, this 3,000-ton forging machine looks remarkably different. The factory floor is dominated by massive steel and robotic arms, with no manual labor in sight. Before the hammer drops, the steel billet becomes as malleable as tofu, and a few strikes cause significant changes. This process is visually satisfying and highly efficient, relaying real-time data to the equipment terminal. An automated process triggers another robotic arm to flip the billet. Amazingly, it cleans off the oxidation scale. After the forging process, the cylinder transforms into a round disc. The next intelligent step begins. The disc is moved to the second die, where the punch descends, creating a perfect central hole and marking the initial formation of the ring. This task alone would require at least 3 workers if this were a traditional factory. The disc then moves to the third template, where another punch clears out the center hole in one swift press. Now, let's look at the incredible rotary device that follows. It performs automatic, seamless rotations, perfectly aligning the previous and subsequent equipment. We then enter the ring pressing or spinning process, which this gigantic machine does. Compared to today's hydraulic power, earlier methods relied heavily on steam engines to drive the ring rolling mill. Back in the video, under the high-speed spinning pressure, the ring's edges become even more refined, and it is then automatically pulled forward by a single hook. Here, we can see that each transfer device has undergone particular calculations. The docking process takes no more than 2 seconds, and no equipment shows signs of stalling. Next, the ring enters the straightening process, designed to eliminate dimensional deviations caused by thermal spinning. The equipment above automatically calculates the correction values and applies varying pressure depending on the workpiece. The precision of this correction process is impressive, detecting deviations as small as 0.5 millimeters without touching the billet, and any non-conforming rings are automatically sorted out. Meanwhile, the qualified rings continue down the line. This means that even without supervision, as long as sufficient steel and electricity are sufficient, this system can be produced continuously for 24 hours. After modifications, it can manufacture rings and other essential items, highlighting the future direction of heavy industry, reducing labor and material costs while enhancing precision through automation. Finally, the axle ring is placed on the base surface for natural cooling. The mechanical arm assists in identifying the ring separators, swiftly setting metal blocks while maintaining even spacing. And when the blocks run out, the arm automatically reloads, achieving a genuinely unmanned smart factory. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries delivered this experimental factory in 2024 to reduce labor costs through intelligent automation. However, this is just the tip of the iceberg for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. As automation becomes increasingly prevalent in both heavy industry and military sectors, factories may no longer have workers drenched in sweat in 10 years.